Welcome to episode number 54, and in today's episode, I'm going to give you 7 tips for better parenting. Stay tuned. So the big question is, how do ambitious people like us, who grew up listening to the old advice of go to school, work hard for 40 years, and retire when you're old, create a life today that is meaningful, abundant, healthy, and brings joy, while also leading a life that is productive and full of achievement? That is the question, and this is the podcast that will help give you the answers that you're searching for. My name is Del Denny, and welcome to the Upgrade Your Life podcast. Welcome to the Upgrade Your Life podcast, and today we're going to be talking about parenting. And the reason for this is yesterday was Father's Day for us in the United States, and this is a great time to celebrate fatherhood and all that good stuff. And me being a father as well, it really had me thinking. And so today's podcast is dedicated to us as parents, not just fathers, but to all of us as parents. There might be a couple little tips in here that has to do with being a father, but for today, I've got 7 tips on becoming a better parent. Now, first and foremost, let me say this. When it comes to parenthood, none of us have this figured out. None of us do. We're all figuring this out together. Parenthood is always changing. It's always evolving. So there's no one size fits all. If anybody says that they have it all figured out, well, guess what? They don't. I think about, where I was at in high school. There wasn't social media in high school. There was not online bullying. There wasn't any of this stuff. And so as I have kids coming up through the school systems, and dealing with being a teenager and all that stuff, there's these new problems, so to speak, that we have to overcome. And so when it comes to, hey, I've got this all figured out, certainly I don't. And I don't really think anybody does. But I will say this, I do know a few things to be true, and a few things that I know that has helped me out extremely as a parent. And I want to pass that on to you, and you can take all 7 of these ideas and run with them. Maybe take a couple of these ideas, but nonetheless, I know they'll help you as being a parent. So here's the first one. Number 1 is no success can compensate for a failure in the home. It's a great phrase, a little bit of truth there that we can, as parents, and especially as fathers, we tend to work our butts off, and we work and we work and we stay after work, and we do all these things. But if we're not present for our kids, if we're not there for their football games or basketball games or their soccer games, and maybe they go off on the deep end and they start doing drugs and all this crazy stuff, well, what is our success? What is that good for? It's good for nothing. And so first and foremost, we have to realize that no success can compensate for a failure in the home. Now, the second one is this. Kind of goes with what we talked about with number 1. The second one is to be present for our children. Now, this is a tough one because, again, let's talk about social media. I don't know if you're like me, but it's easy to get your phone out and kind of start scrolling through things, scrolling through apps, scrolling through emails. And, we're with our children. They're right there in front of us, but our face is in the phone, right? And we're not very present with them. So I would say we need to be in the moment. We need to enjoy their company. We need to embrace that time. We work really hard, so we have time off, right? Well, let's have that time off. Let's be with our kids. Now, here's the third one. And this is one I really learned recently. Probably in the last 6 months have I realized how important this one is. And that is that our children, they want to learn from us. Our children want to learn from us. And a lot of times I think that we just think they'll learn things through osmosis, if you will. They'll learn how to ride a bike. They'll learn how to read. They'll learn how to put up their clothes. They'll learn how to do all these things. We think they might come natural, but really they want to learn from us. They want to see how it's done. They want to hear stories about us growing up. They want to learn about the world. They want to learn, but from a different perspective than their schools. And so that's something that we've been really doing well in our household, is telling stories and educating. And, just really bringing attention. Okay, this is how the world works. For my daughter, my oldest daughter is 11 years old, so I was like, you know what? This is a good time to start teaching her how to drive. Okay, honey, this is what we look for when we're driving down the road. We scan the road. This is what we do. Here's the reason why I'm making this move. And so she really picked up on it. So it's been really good to do to them. So number 3, they want to learn from you. Number 4, and this is more for the fathers right here, fathers to daughters, is you are the example. You set the standard. And whatever, later on in life, when your daughters grow up and they go to get married, well, they're always going to be comparing that guy to you as a father. So you set the standard. You set the example. And I can say this, I want the best for my daughters. When it comes to them marrying someone, I want to make sure that the standard is there. And I want them to marry the best. And so if they want to marry the best, I've got to be the best. So just knowing that I'm being compared and I'm setting the standard, it's good and it's bad for me. But I think it's a really good thing because it makes me to become a better father as long as I'm intentional about it. All right, so here's number 5. Correct with sharpness. Be to the point. But afterwards, show an increase of love. And as parents, we're always teaching our kids, and you're probably saying, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. Put that down. We might scold them. We might chastise them. We might get on their butts a little bit. And that can be fine, and we have to be very direct. But the secret to that is afterwards showing an increase of love. You can tell them that they're wrong. And if you just left it at that, it's going to hurt their self-esteem. It's going to hurt their confidence. They're not going to think that you love them. And there's all these crazy thoughts that go in their mind. But the secret to that part is showing the increase of love afterwards. Setting them down and talking to them. Hey, honey, this is the reason why we did this. This is how it should be done. Look, I love you very much. Give them a good hug. Let them know sincerely that you love them. So that is a huge part right there. Definitely correct your kids, but show an increase of love. The next one here, number 6, is to learn their love language. Dr. Gary Chapman has a great book called The 5 Love Languages, and it's not just for your significant other. It's for your children as well. We all communicate love in different ways. There is, some people, they want to spend quality time with one another. Some people, that doesn't matter as much. Some people like physical touch. They like their back scratched, or they like to hold hands. That might be one of them. Another one is gifts. Gifts are important to some people, not for others. For me, I'm not a big gift person. Signs of acts of service. People like to be served. And then I think there's one more. It's just being told that they're doing a great job. And so each one of my children have different love languages. My oldest daughter, her top love language is quality time. She wants to spend quality time with her dad. But then my youngest daughter, her number 1 love language is gifts. She loves gifts. Not just for me to buy her gifts, but she loves giving gifts. And that's her way of showing love. And so when you understand your own child's love languages, you can communicate better. So I know with my oldest daughter, I try to spend as much quality time with her as I can. And then her second love language is physical touch. And so we'll cuddle on the couch and we'll watch TV together. And she loves spending that time with her dad. That's good quality time, is time together and physical touch. But then my youngest daughter, hers is gifts and quality time. So she always, hey, Daddy, can you get me a gift? Can you give me a surprise? Or she'll be giving me a surprise or making me gifts or drawing me things. And so it's really interesting how that goes. So I highly encourage you to check out the 5 love languages. It's great not just for your own significant other, but also for your children. And so here's the last one that I'm going to give to you guys. I'm a little long-winded on this stuff, but being a parent is important to me, and I think that's where we reach our full potential, is when we become better parents. So here's the last one here, is to designate special time for each child. And my 2 cents is each day dedicate 20 minutes to each child. Just 20 minutes, It could be more, it could be less, but focus on 20 minutes and just have special time. Hey, my oldest daughter's Chloe, what would you like to do for your special time today? Well, Daddy, I need help with my homework. All right, perfect. Let's do your homework. My youngest one is Ellie. Ellie, what special time do you want to do today? She's like, well, Daddy, for our special time, I want to play Barbies. Okay, perfect. Let's play Barbies. And that time is a time to be present with them. That time is to do whatever they want. That's a time not to be judgmental. Okay, we stay away from being judgmental. We focus time with them. We enjoy them, and we have that special time with them. And it creates such a bond with them. It's a great time, and I can tell you it's a game-changing thing as a parent to be able to have that special time, because as we started implementing those special times together, they look forward to it. They can't wait for it, and it's a great time to connect with your children. So that's my 7 things to becoming a better parent. Like I said, I don't have this all figured out. These are just 7 things. Number 1, no success can compensate for failure in the home. Number 2, be present for your children. Number 3, they want to learn from you. Number 4, you are the example. You set the standard. Number 5, correct and be to the point, but show an increase of love afterwards. Number 6, learn their love language. And number 7 is to designate special time for each child. So I hope that helps you. Like I said, coming off of Father's Day here, being a parent and sharing this aspect of my life with you and little things I've learned along the way. I hope this helps. So that's it, my friends. I'm signing off now. Remember, learn, lead, and live to your full potential. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the show on iTunes to get automatic episode updates for the Upgrade Your Life podcast. And finally, please take a minute to leave us an honest review and rating on iTunes. Your feedback really helps us out when it comes to the ranking of the show, and I make it a point to read every single one of the reviews that we get. So thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me on the Upgrade Your Life podcast. Have a great day.